Hello and welcome to English Pod Studio. I'm very happy you are here today. This podcast will help you practice English listening skills. You will hear clear and simple English that is easy to understand. You can listen, learn new words, and think about your own life while practicing. Today, I will share something very close to my heart. I will talk about spending a day with my pet. Many people around the world have pets. Some people have dogs, some have cats, some keep birds or fish, and others may have rabbits, turtles, or even hamsters. Pets make our lives brighter. They give us love, joy, and comfort. For me, my pet is not only an animal. My pet is like a friend, a family member, and sometimes even a little teacher. I want to share what my day looks like with my pet, and maybe it will remind you of your own experiences. My day usually starts with my pet waking me up. If you have ever lived with a dog or a cat, you know how it feels. My pet waits for me near my bed, full of energy, as if saying, "Wake up, let's start the day." Sometimes it makes a small sound, sometimes it jumps around, and sometimes it just looks at me with bright, curious eyes. This is how I begin my morning, and it makes me smile every single day. After I wake up, the first thing I do is give food and water to my pet. Just like us, pets need a healthy start to the day. I pour fresh water into a bowl and prepare a small meal. While my pet eats happily, I prepare my own breakfast. Sometimes I sit and watch my pet eat. It makes me feel calm. There is something peaceful about seeing an animal enjoy food. It reminds me that small things in life can bring big joy. Once breakfast is finished, it is time for a walk. If you have a dog, you know that walks are very important. My pet gets very excited when it sees the leash. Its tail wags quickly and it jumps around as if saying, "Let's go, let's go." When we step outside, the air feels fresh. The street is quiet in the morning, and the sound of birds fills the sky. My pet walks happily beside me, sometimes pulling forward to explore, sometimes stopping to sniff around. These walks make me notice the little details around me, the smell of flowers, the sound of leaves moving in the wind, and even the warm feeling of the morning sun. When we come back home, I begin my work. I work from home, so I sit at my desk with my computer. But I am never alone because my pet stays close to me. Sometimes it lies near my feet, sometimes it curls up in a corner, and sometimes it jumps onto my lap. Having a pet near me makes me feel less lonely and more focused. If I feel tired or stressed, I look at my pet and suddenly I feel calmer. In the middle of the morning, I often take a short break. I drink some tea, and my pet usually comes to me looking for attention. We play together for a few minutes. I throw a small ball or a toy, and my pet runs after it. The sound of its paws moving quickly and the excitement in its eyes make me laugh. These short games give me energy and help me return to work with a happy mood. After the morning walk and playtime, my pet usually becomes more relaxed. When I sit down to work again, my pet finds a quiet place in the room. Sometimes it lies near my chair, sometimes on the sofa, and sometimes right under the table. I like to hear the soft breathing or little movements as I type on my computer. It makes me feel that I am not working alone. Even if I do not talk to my pet at that moment, just having it nearby makes the room feel warm and full of life. During the late morning, when the sun comes through the window, my pet often enjoys lying in the sunlight. I look at it and smile because it looks so peaceful. It closes its eyes, stretches its legs, and sometimes lets out a quiet sigh. Watching an animal rest reminds me that rest is also important for us. While I continue with my work, my pet teaches me, without words, that balance between work and rest is part of a happy life. Around midday, it is time for lunch. I prepare my food and also give a small snack or meal to my pet. I always make sure that my pet eats healthy food. It cannot eat the same food that I eat, so I prepare something safe. While I enjoy my lunch, I sometimes talk to my pet. Of course, my pet does not understand all my words, but I believe it understands my tone and my love. When I speak kindly, my pet looks at me with bright eyes as if it understands everything. After lunch, I usually go back to work. The afternoon is often quieter, but it is also a time when I sometimes feel tired. My pet notices this. It comes to me, touches my leg with its paw, or looks up at me as if saying, "Take a break." This small action always makes me laugh. Sometimes I listen and I take a few minutes to play. Other times, I just sit and pet my animal gently. The soft fur under my hand feels good, and I can feel the calm energy between us. One of the best parts of the afternoon is playtime. If the weather's nice, I take my pet outside again. We go for another walk, but this time it is longer. I let my pet run around in the park or in an open space. When I see my pet running freely, jumping happily, or exploring the grass, I feel very happy inside. I think pets also enjoy freedom, just like us. Sometimes I sit on a bench and just watch. The way my pet moves, the way it looks around, and the way it enjoys the fresh air makes me forget my stress. If the weather is not good and we cannot go outside, we play inside. I use toys, balls, or even a simple piece of string. My pet runs around the room, chasing and catching. I laugh loudly because the funny movements make me so happy. It feels like the room is full of energy and joy. Even if the day outside is dark or rainy, inside the house feels bright because of my pet. After the play, my pet usually drinks water and then rests. It lies down again, this time more tired, but with happy eyes. I go back to my desk to finish my tasks. The afternoon passes quickly because I know that when I finish my work, I can spend more time with my pet. By the late afternoon, I start to feel hungry again, and I prepare a light snack. My pet usually comes near me, hoping for a small treat. I smile and give a safe little piece of food, something that is healthy and good for animals. The way my pet eats with joy makes me laugh again. So this is how the afternoon usually goes. It is a mix of quiet moments, playful moments, and times of rest. I feel very lucky to share my day with a pet because it makes ordinary hours special. Evening is one of my favorite times with my pet. After a long day of working and playing, the house feels calm. The sun begins to go down and the sky outside changes color. Sometimes it is golden, sometimes orange, and sometimes soft pink. My pet often notices the change too. It looks out the window with curious eyes, as if it is watching the world slowly getting ready to rest. When it is time for dinner, I prepare my meal and also prepare food for my pet. We often eat around the same time. I sit at the table with my plate and my pet eats from its bowl. Even though we are not eating the same food, it feels like we are sharing a family dinner. The sound of quiet chewing, the peace in the room, and the feeling of being together make this simple moment very special. After dinner, I usually clean the kitchen and then spend some quiet time with my pet. Sometimes we sit on the sofa together. My pet likes to curl up close to me. If I am reading a book or watching a short video, my pet rests beside me. The warmth of its body next to mine makes me feel safe and relaxed. Sometimes I talk softly to my pet, telling it about my day. I know it may not understand every word, but I believe it understands the love in my voice. There are also evenings when we play again. If my pet has too much energy, I bring out toys or throw a ball around the room. I laugh as I watch it chase, jump, or roll on the floor. Even though I may be tired from the day, these moments bring me back energy. Pets have a special power. They can change our mood with their joy. Later, when the night becomes quiet, it is time to prepare for sleep. I make sure my pet has fresh water and a comfortable place to rest. Sometimes my pet sleeps in its own bed, and sometimes it chooses to sleep near me. I brush my teeth, turn off the lights, and get into bed. Often, I can hear the soft breathing of my pet in the dark. It is a sound that makes me feel calm and safe. Before closing my eyes, I think about the day we shared. From waking up in the morning, feeding, walking, playing, resting, and finally preparing for sleep, every moment feels important. A pet cannot speak like humans do, but it communicates in its own way, with its eyes, its movements, its sounds, and its love. These small actions create big feelings in my heart. Having a pet teaches me patience, kindness, and care. It reminds me that life is not only about work or big goals, it is also about enjoying small moments, being present, and sharing love. When I see my pet happy, I also feel happy. When I take care of my pet, I also learn to take care of myself. So, a day with my pet is never boring. It is full of smiles, peace, and lessons. From morning to night, my pet is always near, making the day brighter and warmer. As we come to the end of this podcast, I want you to think about your own life. Do you have a pet? Or maybe you have had one in the past. Think about how animals bring love and joy into our days. Even if you do not have a pet, you can still notice animals around you. Birds in the sky, cats in the street, or dogs playing in the park. They all remind us of the beauty of simple living. Thank you for spending this time with me at English Pod Studio. I hope you enjoyed listening to my story about a day with my pet. I also hope this podcast helped you practice English listening and learn some new words. Remember, you can listen again, repeat sentences, and think about your own daily experiences. Take care, keep practicing, and I will meet you again in the next episode with another simple and warm story.